So now I would like to give a floor to our, the guest who came from the most far traveling point in Europe, from Greece. Dr. Ioannis Kostopoulos, please join us. And Ioannis is the CEO of samiyat.com and have participated in many European projects, in Horizon projects, development, smart development. So, Ioannis, I don't speak for you, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much.
I give you
So, thank you very much. I'm very glad to be here today, and thank you very much for the hospitality and for the invitation. It is true that coming from Greece, of course, possibly I'm the one of the participants that covered the longest way, but it is a quite big the challenge today, because we will have the opportunity to share ideas and to exchange information about different market segments, different challenges that we faced in our countries and in our territories, and work together towards the development, the future development of marinas and tourist sports. As mentioned by Julia, I represent SAMI. SAMI is a private company that is based in Greece, and we work towards the Pillar 2 that mentioned before, that has to do with the digital transformation and digitalization of marinas and tourist sports. So, speaking about the market in general, we see great potential. Why? Because according to the ICOMIA and EBI statistics, we're speaking about more than 10,000 marinas and tourist sports in Europe, and hundreds of thousands of anchorages, 6 million recreational boats that are hosted in European territory, and an annual revenue that is created, that it is around $45 billion, this is in dollars actually, but now dollar is equal to euro, so more or less we can speak about euro also. And this market has a direct, let's say, connection with the blue economy. Blue economy statistics that regarding to revenues are reaching $566 billion. So we are speaking about a huge market and a huge potential in terms of financial and also growth in general in Europe. This is a market that it was a quite growing market before the COVID. It is an average annual growth of around 7%. Of course, as mentioned previously, during the COVID, there was a recession, but after the COVID period is a very important touristic segment that shows one of the fastest recovery in the sector in general. But this market has also challenges, of course, that we are going to speak today. First of all, there is three main pillars in these market challenges that I'm going to speak and analyze later. So one of the challenges that we see in marinas and tourist sports are the outdated booking systems or cumbersome booking systems in marinas and tourist sports. But at the same time, there's a lack of real-time data collection and communication between marinas and yachting community. The second pillar is many times the environment in those areas is unfriendly and also polluted, as mentioned before, limited range of added value services, and finally we have, as a result, a poor hosting services for the sea travelers. Last but not least is the yachting trip itself, that now is not viewed as a trip between one point to the other, but as a unique travel experience. And the market challenges are not limited to those three pillars, but we have also the new transformation areas, things that are coming and transform the market itself. So we have the new generation of buyers and customers that are coming, so younger generations that have bigger and bigger demand for digital services. We have the environmental friendly boats and infrastructures demand. We have also the increasing demand for mega yacht facilities, that it is a new trend, especially in the area that I'm coming from, I mean the Mediterranean Sea. Also new designs, except marinas, we have the floating docks and moorings that are complement marinas and tourist ports, but also new destinations, new marinas and new ports that are developed. So how we modernize, this is a general overview of the areas that we need, and has to do with the COVID that I mentioned before, COVID response, but also the modernization in general. So some basic, let's say, areas of modernization and innovation is to improve the remote management and to introduce services that enable the automation of processes and services, how we collect and manage the data, how we can do the predictive analysis, so by collecting data, how we can predict the future about the traffic, about the management of the berth spaces, about the management of facilities, safety issues also, how we introduce technology in order to provide more safety in marinas and tourist ports, security and trust. This is also another aspect. Imagine that a lot of tourist ports and marinas today, when there is a berthing demand, then usually they call a dock master, so it is not, let's say, very transparent or very appropriate as a way. So we can reinforce the security and trust in this area. We can visualize the information and giving the opportunity to marine administrators and the dock master to have a visual image, a digital visual image of the conditions inside the marina, and of course interoperable systems. While we have different marina management systems, different mobile services, different booking systems, then it comes how all these systems are interoperable, how data is transferred from one system to the other, and finally how we develop the sector in general. So the key enabling technologies and innovation trends today in the market are those. Of course, it can extend it to more, but this is, I believe, a characteristic overview of what we can bring as a technologies to marinas and tourist ports. Starting from the Internet of Things, so we can collect real-time data through different devices and services and protocols that we can develop in marinas, like systems for berth occupancy monitoring, water quality level and noise level monitoring and weather conditioning. We can introduce artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms to process images, video, or traffic, or data for the traffic analysis, to prevent collision and incident detection. Also introduce autonomous vehicles and vessels for interacting with the yachting community and help the yachts and also tourists and sophisticated real-time translation application. Third area is big data. Of course, by having digital tools and digital services, we can have a better understanding of the market dynamics and trends. We can have insights of current tourist behavior and also the experience needs. Robotics, it is another area that can help. We have autonomous and remote control devices for data collection and process automation for different aspects. So we can have robotics for hull inspection, on the boat. We can have robotics for monitoring the underwater conditions inside marinas and tourist ports, but also drones that can help to monitor the nearby the marina area. Blockchain also as an alternative financial mechanism. VR and AR technologies to provide experience of what the travelers will expect, and before the arrival in a marina, they can have an overview of what is happening, how the marina looks like, or to see their berth spaces in advance. Social media, of course, that it is a quite big trend in the last decade. Also 5G and 6G technologies that provide the opportunity for bigger bandwidth, less latency, and they can reinforce innovative applications like hull cleaning, remote control based on video signals, and autonomous boating. And last but not least, cloud technologies. So the marinas and tourist ports, they are not needing for having investments in hardware and infrastructure. We have now the cloud services, so we can achieve better scaling, less infrastructure, as I mentioned before, higher security, and also protected data. This is a nice overview of a quite advanced area. This is a Croatian state study from last year that indicates all the previous technologies in a practical manner. So you can see different areas that they have developed and how advanced is this area in terms of technology. So we can see that regarding the electronic booking and e-payments, almost all the marinas in this area, they already support and have. They have also sensors like smart smoke sensors, smart heating sensors, berth occupancy sensors, weather conditions, a dock walk that it is another a system that helps to monitor the docking areas in an autonomous manner, smart cards, Tesla destination charging for electrical vehicles, video surveillance, and eco-islands. So now, this was the first part of my presentation. Now I'm going to present you some practical results and how we approach these issues of digital transformation towards Marina 4.0, as we say. So we provide, as a company, all these technologies and innovation towards the Marina 4.0. So the basic product suite has to do with a marina management system, payment modules, IoT management, and mobile application. So the basic service is the berth reservation through our system, but also we provide a quite big range of services to the marine administrators towards the Marina 4.0. As you can see in the illustration, we can provide services for berth management through sensors, wireless connectivity, also energy consumption and water consumption meters, smart lighting, AI technologies through digital cameras for vessel detection and traffic analysis inside the marina, but also drone as a digital assistance and ROVs for the monitoring of underwater conditions. Regarding our traction and where we are placed, as you see, this is the map of Greece. We cover more than 30 marinas. Of course, this is statistics of last year. Now we have reached more than 40 in Greece. We have an active community of more than 7,000 web and mobile users. And last year, we completed more than 3,000 berth reservations. This year, we're going to double up this number. So we are going to exceed 7.5 thousand reservations. And now I'm going to give you some statistics in order to have an overview and an image of what is the type of reservation by technology or by country in our area. So what we have seen is that the majority of the users are using the mobile application. Of course, they are mobile users, so almost 70% of the users are using mobile applications to fulfill online berth reservation. We have also a website that it is 26% and a very, very small amount that it is through phone, chat, or email. Also, the second graph has to do with the type of the boats that we are hosting in our marinas. So the majority of the boat, around 60%, is sailing boat. Then we have motorboats, around 23%, and then it is catamaran and rubber boats. Catamaran, of course, is a new trend in our territory. We have more and more catamarans. So different types of demands, because of course, as you know, the catamarans have bigger width, so we need to see this in a more sophisticated manner in order to be flexible of how we manage the docking spaces and areas. This is also an interesting, I believe, illustration, because it shows you this, let's say, territorial development and how the nearby countries are affected, or it's exchanging sailing trips one other. So you can see that this is the top countries that we have now. The top country in 2021 was Italy first, so it was beyond our country, Greece, so the reservation that we have. And then we have some also sailing berth reservation requests from United Kingdom, Germany, France, and some less from Belgium, Austria, and other countries. So more or less the situation was the same before COVID in 2019, as you can see on the bottom, where the top 5 countries were Greece, Italy, UK, Germany, and France. Another interesting aspect and thing that we see in our platform is that usually during the sailing trip, there is a demand for a multi-hop planning. So not only to visit just one marina, but visit a specific area or territory. So there is a demand for having more than 2, marina visits, and sometimes we can reach to 5 or 6. So this I think is very indicative illustration, because we can understand visually the need of collaboration and the need of sustainable regional development and collaboration and of networks between marinas and tourist ports. Now I'm splitting, I'm going from marina management and berth reservation to some advances in terms of environmental monitoring, because today we're speaking about green also, and also some Marina 4.0. This is some indicative examples. So this is what we collect from data. So we have installed in Patrasport different types of sensors, so we can have real-time information about temperature, humidity in the aerial environment. We can have information about noise level, so there is a specific regulation also in this, so we can have notifications whenever exceed the noise level inside the marina. And we have we can have specific real-time data about temperature, ORP, and pH of the water, so we can detect also if there is any problems or issues in the specific area that we install also the water sensors. This is also another view of the same port, but with different data. So you can see by having installed, you can see the visual image by camera and also the sensors. So we can see with sensors and with lights if a berth space is occupied or not by using ultrasound sensors and collecting real-time data and information. This is analytics through AI and digital cameras. Is another port in Corfu. So you can see that we have installed on the back side of the port a camera. So our algorithm has been trained for vessel detection, so we can understand if there is a possibility of collision or how is the situation inside the port or a marina. This is the same algorithm, but a different application. So this is a vessel detection. We recognize the boat, and then we send a message to the dockmaster. So without having his presence, he has in the mobile phone a picture that a new boat is coming or is leaving the boat automatically. So concluding my first intervention, then I assume that there's going to be discussion or open questions on this. We can say that today there is in most of the marinas and tourist ports, there's a low level of technology adoptions, especially in small ports. A second issue and challenge is the poor quality of services and limited docking staff. Also, the staff is an important thing in the ports. Isolation of ports from inland communities, so we don't have mechanisms for all these people and tourists that arrive in marinas and tourist ports to be connected with the inland communities. And in this moment, I have to say that according to statistics, for every €1 that they spend in a marina, another €4 they pay the sailing tourists in local economy. So this is a quite important area. and also diversification of processes and policies within small ports community. These are the challenges. On the other hand, we have now high impact of yachting, as I presented in statistics in local economy development. We have a quite growing demand in the yachting sector. As mentioned before, it is a quite fast recovering area after the COVID, extended or new port infrastructures and investments. And now we can speak about the maturity of technology. Now the technology are mature, they are here. And also, as presented previously, there are existing financial mechanisms to support the advancement of small ports and marinas. So as a conclusion, we can say that innovative solution, but also collaboration network can fill the existing gaps and boost the sustainable development of the coastal and inland territories. So thank you very much for the invitation. I suppose that we have the time to analyze all these issues and challenges and to discuss further the digitalization of marinas and tourist ports. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yannis, and I think that was very interesting, not only from this perspective of what are the capacity of modern technologies. I mean, it's really quite an impressive of all the things that can be done. We have some port authorities here, and we have port authorities watching with us online. So if there are some questions, I would really encourage to use this opportunity and to ask, because as you've seen, the experience is quite impressive, and we can really use this opportunity for a chat and to really ask those questions. But I will start. I have a first question. You have showed quite an impressive picture, so especially of these technologies of recognizing and so on. And you mentioned that it is a kind of, in general, with the small ports, it's quite a low level of these technologies use. Is it expensive to, to bring these technologies in the port? And how would you, because for sure you have heard this question before, I don't doubt.
Yes.
What would you say, what is a kind of a calculation for a port of when it's time to bring in the technology?
Okay, quite interesting question. The first part that has to do with how expensive is the technology. As I mentioned before, the technologies now are also in transformation stage, because we start from innovation. I mean, all the market, it starts from innovation, and then the technology matures, and then the prices go down because of the competitiveness and the availability of technology. So I believe that currently the technologies are not considered as expensive. I think that a small or medium port can invest in a basic range of digital services and equipment. That indirectly give you an answer to the second part. So when is the timing for this? And if we speak financially, I mean, with the return of investment, that it is an indicator that has to do with the investment in technology and when you are going to take the return. Speaking about these technologies, I mean cameras or sensors, there is an average 2 to 3 years of, let's say, to absorb this investment and get back the money that you have invested in terms of the services that you get back. Of course, investing to the connection with the local economies, then you have indirect benefits. And this mainly has to do with the public marinas or municipal marinas and ports that accept the financial part, they have the social impact part and the impact to their local communities. So in these areas, of course, it is important to invest in order to grow the economy in general, not only your organization, but the local or regional economy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I would say that this is food for thoughts, yeah, for our port authorities that are here with us today. Any other question? Yes. Yes. Just a second, we need a microphone.
Thank you. My name is Veijo Pönni and I come from University of Turku, Finland, representing project partner in CP Small Boats project. And I have a question to you, Ioannis. How do you see the future of electric boating and the port-specific services for the electric boats in your markets? Thank you.
Actually, we're not specialists on this. I can say to you my experience of what I see in the market or in expos or by studying the trends that I see. Personally, I believe that similarly to the car industry, we expect or we should expect the electrical propulsion to be more and more in this area. Of course, there are constraints and challenges because in sea is a completely different story. But I expect in the marinas and tourist ports, for instance, there can be very good and nice applications, for instance, in pilot boats. You know, that medium and large marinas, they have the pilot boats that help the boats for the mooring, and they accompany them till the berth space. So this area definitely can be helped as a supportive boat or as a tender boat. So if your question has to do in general, if the whole industry is going to be transformed, I don't believe that is going to be the only solution. But definitely I expect quick growth of the sector, specific application, and of course reduction of prices. Because as I mentioned before, when something is innovative and it is in this very beginning stage, then the prices is high. When it is more, let's say, mainstream, then the price go down and then it becomes more competitive. So yes, definitely I see the electrical propulsion to be more and more in the area, but we should wait, I think, 3 to 5 years.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, and I'm sure we will ask this question once again in the afternoon, because we're going to speak with Bjorn Bertholdt, and he has his say about electric boating as well. Thank you, Ioannis. I have the last question. We will continue then, and then we'll have more opportunities to ask. I have Minna. Yes, let's ask.
Hello, I'm Minna Keinetoivola, the leader of CP Small Ports. So here at the Baltic Sea region, the issue is that our season is very short. You say it's 4 to 6 weeks. Mm-hmm. So do you think that the technology, the ICT solutions could somehow have our season longer?
To extend the period. Yeah, I think technology can support a general strategy. Of course, the extension of the season is also a challenge in Greece that I come. I mean, we have a quite bigger season that starts from April or May and ends at the end of October, so half year. But still, there is always a challenge to make bigger this period. So coming back to your question, I believe that technology, I mean social media, for instance, or booking services or better pricing and offers through the web or the berth reservation services that you can offer and promote, or let's say, loyalty programs can help. A digital loyalty through digital means can definitely help towards this manner. Of course, along technology, not as itself. I mean, you use technology as a part of an overall strategy for the extension of the period. So definitely yes, but as a tool for the overall strategy and leveraging in general the whole extension in this market.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Ioannis, I would then thank you once again. Thank you very much. Very interesting, and I'm happy that we had some questions already started.
Okay, thank you very much.